No, hell no.
All right, 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Goosies. Too much?
The
He saved
Dolphins.
the game, Leroy.
Wait,
Hero.
the Dolphins have won without Noah. They haven't won without Tua.
Yeah,
so
well, they needed him last night. They still needed him last night.
It still continues to be our Tua. However, I will say, pleasantly surprised to see Noah in the game, but making some plays. The touchdown he gave up was just a hell of a throw. That like you can't defend the fade stop and the fade. So good throw, good catch.
Well, he's the hero yesterday. The Dolphins needed a couple of big turnovers. They haven't been getting turnovers, and they needed a couple of big ones to seal the deal against the Pittsburgh Steelers yesterday and improve to 4-3. Get to some headlines here brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
So the Dolphins beat the Steelers 16-10. Can I get a little bit coaching yesterday, Marcos? Mike McDaniel. The big controversy I'd say out of yesterday's game, about 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Dolphins are driving. They're in field goal range. He decides, nah, no field goal. We're going for it. Here's what Mike McDaniel had to say about that decision.
No, so that's something that will never, I'm very aware that it's one of those things that if it works, it's a great play. And if it doesn't, you know exactly what you have to face, or it could be a deciding factor in the game. So you do that. I think there's at the moment I had some faith in the players, and then regardless, you do it and you don't convert. That's a bad decision. That because you have points, especially with the way Jason's kicking. It would have been a 2-score game. So. Those are things that you're well aware of when you enter into it. It was something that I felt pretty good about it working out. It didn't, so that's something that I take full responsibility for, and luckily the rest of the team had that decision's back, and we were able to come up with a win.
There you go. Listen, it's not easy walking around this life with a produce aisle between your legs.
You know what? You know what's cool about that though? He just put it out there. Yeah, it probably wasn't the smartest thing, and I understand that if it doesn't work out and things don't go well, I'm gonna have to answer to it. But that's fine.
I respect it. So I don't agree with it. You know what? I don't agree with it, but I respect it.
Right? Exactly. It's not one of these dumb coaches that say, well, the book says, and we go nope. He just said, you know what? Hey, look, I felt like I was on a heater. That's basically what he said.
He goes through life. He's got a couple cantaloupes swaying between his legs. Can't help it that he can't help it that he is who he is. Consequences be damned. Here's a little bit more of McCoachin on his decision. I'm going for it, my Marcos.
No, I have a couple guys within analytics that are in my ear, in all those types of situations. In this situation, they did not advise me to kick it. I mean, to go for it. So, there's plenty of decisions that are made that, it's a balancing act. You take the statistical percentage chance, which is what they're evaluating. And, it's one of those things. I think it was a fourth, and I think the scoreboard might've said 3. I think it was like a long 2.5, but it's one of those that if it's 4th and 2, they're a lot more supportive. 4th and 3, they get, the percentages go way down.
So crazy.
But that was something that I do pretty much every game where you're balancing that with the momentum of the game and where we're at. And I felt really confident that we'd be able to convert. Obviously we didn't. I would have never even entered into that chance taking process if I wasn't super confident in the way the defense was playing. So I really wanted the team to be able to make it a 2-touchdown game, because we're going to go for 2 if we were able to get in the end zone and score. So it didn't work out, but that's why it's an entire team function.
He just never knows when
and
to stop.
Job to win a football game, and the defense came through, and we didn't turn the ball over. So we ended up on the winning side.
There you go.
Can I just say, I just realized that Tobin is coaching the Dolphins.
What?
And let me tell you why. Because here's Tobin. All right, guys, it's fourth and long, 2.5, maybe even 3. Give me the numbers quickly. They say, well, we normally only do this when it's 4th and 2, coach. But he goes, what's a half a yard? What's the difference between 2 and 2.5?
I don't know, Coach, and I wouldn't do this.
I'll tell you what. If we can get 2 yards, we can get 2.5. I'm going for it.
It's funny too because like they were saying, like Collinsworth and Tirico, they were like making fun of him during. They're like, well, if they cast a football coach and you cast 50 guys, he'd be number 51 as far as the looks goes.
Yeah,
and it's like, so you would think he's nerd boy, but what he's telling you is, no, I'm big balls boy. I'm out here. I got my pills out here, and I'm just swaying like truck nuts.
But the amazing thing is that explanation is 100% you.
Why?
Yes. Because you're like, I can see you now. What's the difference between 2 and 2.5 yards?
Well, I actually do agree with that. I don't understand. Like, well, the analytics say if it's a true 2 yards. I'm like, what?
Right.
Either do it or don't do it.
Right. I mean, it was 4th and 7 and you scored a touchdown earlier in the year. So what's the difference between, it's crazy how these things play out. But I like the fact that he basically said this. I listen to the analytics, but they have nothing to do with my decision making.
Todd, the intern in analytics. Come on, coach, listen to me. Nah.
Like,
I don't feel like it.
Right.
It's crazy, but they win. That's all they need. Like it was ugly. It was nerve-wracking. It was not. Right. It was not. I would say that second half not enjoyable, but they did what they needed to do, dude. They just you got to the end of it. Okay, you're 4-3. Let's move on.
Here's and people have to start understanding these things in the NFL, right? The only disappointment of the games you give away because you don't know how this is going to play out after week 15, 16, 17. So you get as many wins as you can. I don't care if they're ugly. I don't care what they look like. You do what you have to do to pile wins up because you don't know this early in the season how important each win will be.
Right.
So nobody cares that you won at 16-10. Nobody cares that it wasn't, a decisive win. But in the end, they don't put no D's after this W. They don't put W and then decisive. They just put win. So you get it and you move on. And there's a bunch of teams. I ain't gonna mention no names, but there's a whole bunch of people out there who say Justin Herbert is the second coming, but they don't win.
Yeah, lost to Geno Smith.
They don't win. He's putting up a whole bunch of numbers, but he kind of has the Matthew Stafford feel to it.
Yeah. The Chargers yesterday fell to 4-3. Geno Smith and the Seahawks are also 4-3.
Which
crazy.
Well, first of all,
who had that?
They are so over us.
Oh yeah. This is a good revenge season for them. That has to feel unbelievable for them.
Especially with Geno Smith.
I know. Crazy. Right. Let's get a weather update here brought to you by Demesman and Dover Law Firm. YourAccidentAttorneys.com. Free consultation 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
Coming over to the window, Plex.
All right, there he goes.
It's mostly sunny. We got a slight breeze, wind coming out of the east at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. I would say there's not that much of a chance of rain just by looking at the way the clouds are building.
Not down here, dude.
But you might have a slight chance. I'd say 10% chance of rain in the evening. Nice, cool weather. I'd say it's right around 80, 83 degrees. Other than that, nice, pleasant Monday.
All right.
Marcos, how'd he do?
Well, clearly he lives in paradise.
Yeah, he lives in because I'm
sure
looking
so.
out the windowplex here in Miami, and
Yeah.
it looks like 100% a chance of rain within the next 3 hours.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
it was raining not so long ago.
Was it?
so
Yeah.
There's
I'm looking out my window. I can't see a cloud.
South Florida for
But
you.
what did I tell you? No, what did I tell you? Early in the morning, all the way up until like midday, rain chances are higher on the East Coast. Then as that wind blows it over to the West Coast in the evening, you have a higher chance of rain out over Weston along the Sawgrass, I-75 there in the evening. So
what else, Marcos? Everything else check out?
everything checks out. He said it was about 83. I do have 83. And unfortunately, the rain looks like it's about 50% chance down here.
Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah.